And you know what's unfortunate about Chiefs? The fans. Chiefs has the most passionate fans.
And they march.
So if you're having these passionate fans who are gonna defend the way Chiefs play, you're not gonna fix anything.
Hello and welcome to Betfred South Africa's YouTube channel. This is the Diski preview show brought to you by Betfred, and anchoring for today is Mo, which is myself, and I'm joined by our analyst, the man who looks at the odds but looks at the fixtures even closer, Mr. uThisha. uThisha, weDiski. Tisha, how are you doing?
I'm okay, yourself, Mo?
I'm fantastic. Well, obviously we've got a couple of fixtures to talk about, but last week didn't go according to plan for you. What are your thoughts on last week's predictions?
Gosh, didn't go according to plan. But the lineups, that were presented for last week, Mo, they cost me my predictions. I mean, Sundowns went over to put a B team. All those South African players that were representing South African AFCON were not there. Had I knew that, I would have had a different prediction. Chiefs, on the other hand, carried on doing what Chiefs does. I had high hopes for Chiefs.
Yeah.
They failed me. Couldn't score a single goal.
All right, cool. That's just the recap of last week. But now let's look forward to today's episode. What can our viewers expect?
Look, we're local. We start off in the CAF Champions League. We have Sundowns. We'll be playing Nouadhibou, a team from Mauritania. Then we go to Nedbank Cup. The Cup of Dreams is back. Yeah. We have Crystal Lake, a team from Mpumalanga, playing Orlando Pirates. Yeah. And then we have Kaizer Chiefs, who will be playing Milford FC.
All right. So those are the fixtures you can look forward to. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Yesterday, the comment section went crazy with our predictions. Some didn't agree, some agreed. And don't forget to check out our polls in the community section and give us your vote. At the moment, we want to know who's going to replace Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool and who's going to replace, Steve Kompela at Swallow. So make sure to go into the community tab and place your vote. You're watching the Diski preview show on Betfred South Africa's YouTube channel. Right, before we get into our first fixture of the day, I just wanted to remind all the viewers that we're currently running a competition for the Soweto Derby. All you need to do is go into a Betfred branch today and enter. Obviously, they'll explain to you how to enter. Don't forget, it's exclusive to Gauteng customers only. So if you're living in the Gauteng region, you will be able to enter for this competition. Don't forget, the only reason why we're doing it in Gauteng is because the fixture is taking place in Gauteng, and we don't want to have that hassle of having you stress about flying all the way from the Western Cape, the Eastern Cape, Mpumalanga, wherever you might be, to try and watch this match. If there's a derby that's taking place anywhere else, we will make sure that we will run the similar competition for that derby, for example, in Cape Town for the Cape Derby. So make sure to visit our website for more information on where to find our branches and visit our branch to be able to enter the competition. Right, let's get right into it. It is going to be the first match of the day. It's the CAF Champions League. It's, how do you pronounce this team's name?
Nouadhibou
versus Mamelodi Sundowns. A big game in any respect, especially because it's taking place in the CAF Champions League. uThisha, what are your thoughts ahead of this match's kickoff?
I've been, playing around or going through social media a lot. Looks like many South Africans are for the African women now. I bet half of the fans will be looking at Mauritanian women. Oh, maybe they might be better than Cape Verde women. So we'll see how that goes.
See, that's the thing about social media. Now we're focusing on the stands. We're not really focusing on the field.
For the love of the game. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. We all go to the game or to the stadium for different reasons.
All right, so let's get into it. What do you expect? Because obviously these two teams have met before in this very group, and it was the opening game of the group. And how did that end?
Look, Mo, I said earlier on, this is a group of death. If you look at the logs standings, Mamelodi Sundowns are currently second. Okay. And Nouadhibou is actually third. The reason why Mamelodi Sundowns is actually second, in CAF Champions League, they actually look at head-to-head, not the goal difference. So even though Sundowns has scored more goals than TP Mazembe, but because they lost the game against TP Mazembe, remember they lost 1-0. Yeah. So TP Mazembe is first and Mamelodi Sundowns is second. Yeah. These two teams met, first game of the campaign. Sundowns thrashed Nouadhibou 3-0. So this is the return leg. Sundowns will be looking to do the same.
You've mentioned three teams in the group. Remember, you've got to mention the fourth team. Is it not Pyramids FC?
It is Pyramid FC.
And if you look at that, I mean that's a difficult group. One of the teams from Egypt, TP Mazembe, with a long history in the CAF Champions League. Do you really see Mamelodi Sundowns winning this group, or do you think they will just get through by the skin of their teeth?
No, Mamelodi Sundowns will win. No doubt about this. Mamelodi Sundowns will win this game. The reason why they're not first, Mo, is that slip up to TP Mazembe. Yeah. They'll definitely make it up. But like I said, it was the group of death. If you look at the points, first 2 teams are sitting on 7 points. Bottom 2 are sitting on 4. So if Nouadhibou was to surprise Sundowns and win this game, it goes on 7 points. Now 3 teams are equal on 7. And if Pyramids does the same thing to TP Mazembe, which is possible, all teams will be stuck on 7
points. Yeah. So, but in all honesty, do you think that the loss to TP Mazembe was because Mamelodi Sundowns was away, and when they play outside of the country, sometimes you kind of get these results when Mamelodi Sundowns loses and stuff. We saw it in the African Football League when they lost away to Wydad Casablanca, but they made it right when they played here in South Africa. Do you not think it's kind of that syndrome from Mamelodi Sundowns that we're getting, that every time they play outside, they stand the risk of losing, but when they play at home, they're solid and they always come out with the result?
Yeah, it often happens that way. But also, I'm crying fatigue. Mamelodi Sundowns have too many games and more. Yeah. And with the standards Mamelodi Sundowns have been showing us, we expect them to win each and every game. They're bound to lose games. So when they are playing away, it looks like that's when they're giving away the points, because they cannot win every game. But they know they have the second leg to make it up.
All right, so let's move on to our next fixture. Obviously, this was the CAF Champions League fixture. That means the CAF Champions League is back. Make sure to visit Betfred Insights for more information about what you can expect from the game and also some abstract predictions from the team. But for now, let's move on. Our next stop is the Nedbank Cup. Right, we continue our journey by looking at what's happening in the confines of South Africa, obviously in our borders, not outside with the CAF Champions League. We're back talking about the Nedbank Cup. It's a big one. It's Crystal Lake versus Orlando Pirates. What are your thoughts? Especially because for most viewers watching this, they don't really know much about Crystal Lake. So what do you think about them, and do you think they will be able to surprise the rest of the country and actually get a result against Orlando Pirates? You see the smile?
Nedbank Cup, Nedbank Cup, Cup of Dreams. This is how should I put this? This is a dream date.
Yes.
For Crystal Lake.
Yes.
They're playing Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
Half of the Orlando Pirates squad is probably these guys' role models. Crystal Lake. Little is known of them. They just they formed last year. They just over a year. It's full of players who are still in school. Boys doing your matric, your grade 10s, and players who are actually working. Yes. Half of these players don't even have contracts. Let me say all of these players don't have a contract. So this team just formed, and now they're facing Orlando Pirates. But this is what I love about Nedbank Cup, the Cup of Dreams. This is an opportunity for these boys to showcase their talent.
I just want to ask, because the Nedbank Cup has introduced us to a lot of characters on and off the pitch. I mean, Dance Malesela, we first saw him in the Nedbank Cup. The TS Galaxy, we got introduced to them in the Nedbank Cup when they went on and they showed us flames against Kaizer Chiefs. I'll never forget that. I remember I was watching that game. Yeah, it's a very special story. And Royal AM also, we got a little bit acquainted with them in the Nedbank Cup as well. The season when they thought they'd gone through, but they didn't go through and had to buy the status to go through. So do you think we're going to be seeing something like similar to that with this group of Nedbank Cup fixtures? Because a Crystal Lake, like you're saying, only formed last year. Some of the players are amateur. Some of the players are still in school. Do you expect them to come in here and then make a statement against Orlando Pirates, and maybe we might see them turn into a TS Galaxy or Royal AM in the future?
Statement, yes. But for them to beat Pirates, no more. It's unlikely. You see what has happened now with cup competitions decreasing. You know, we've lost your Vodacom Challenge, Black Label format has changed and whatnot. So now what happens? These so-called big teams, now they're more hungry.
Of course.
If you notice, for the past years now, defending champions is Orlando Pirates. Usually we would have these small teams actually making the names for themselves, going as far as the finals or actually winning the finals. But now with cups being reduced, it's the big teams now that are going for for these cups. Pirates defending champions. Chiefs, on the other hand, they're looking for a trophy. They know Guti they won't win the league, so now they have this trophy to rely on, which is the Nedbank Cup. You have these young boys.
Super Sports United as well.
They also. They're gunning for the cup. You mentioned your Cape Town City, your Skukune, your Stellenbosch. So now for these young boys, for them it's actually about for them actually experience. You know, maybe who knows, one or two can get a contract with these so-called big teams.
So now you're playing to impress your opponent, not really to beat your opponent now, isn't it?
More, it's tough now.
Yeah,
it's tough now. It's tough now more for them to get exposure in their football career.
Yeah,
they dream about playing for these big teams. Go out there. Impress your opponents.
Yes.
Who knows? They might sign you up. You get your professional contract. You start playing your football professionally now.
Yeah. But it's crazy how the Nedbank Cup over the years has evolved into a competition that, and I wanted to ask this question because winning this cup means that you go play on the continent. Does this mean that we want to have a better quality of clubs going into the continent if teams like Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs and SuperSport United take this trophy seriously? Does this mean that we'll have a better crop of teams going to play in the continent? Because we all know what happened when TS Galaxy went there for the first time. They saw flames. Royal AM also saw flames. So do you think that this is actually a good thing now that there's less trophies, more teams are going to want to win this trophy, which means that if any one of them win it, we have a better crop of teams going to play the continent?
Yeah, correct. It does exactly that. That move. Now there's more competition. Now everyone is gunning. Unlike before, if you've got many, if you lose this one, there's always the next one coming. But now what also happens is a trouble that we had previously. You find a small team or so-called small team who doesn't have like much sponsors, like your Marumo Gallants. Yeah. Go on to win the tournament. Yeah. Go on to play the Confederation Cup. Yeah. But then with lack of sponsorship, they cannot travel, and you find that it's all messed up. So with teams,
because even the deal with the small teams and their prize money, how they split it is not the same way as the big teams do it, because everybody there is on a salary. But here, there must be a promise to these players that if we win this round, we're going to give you a part of the winnings as to this amount and this amount. So if they were to win the overall trophy, that money would most likely trickle down to the players, the staff, and not really to facilities management and all these other things that you're mentioning now that kind of hinder teams' performance going into the continent. Because without a bus, without a flight, how are you going to play against the team all the way in Egypt?
I mean, look, if the players actually go over to share the money, that's motivation on its own for the players to do well. But now this is where SAFA must intervene. This is where SAFA must come in to say, yes, we recognize you, you're a small team, you did so well, we'll sponsor you.
Okay.
We'll sponsor you. They put in that money so that the team can go play over. I tell you more, we're going to see more competition, we're going to see another level of football.
Okay, so maybe the FA Cup or the Nedbank Cup, as it's known in South Africa, should become the highest paying game in South African football, just for those reasons that you have mentioned now. But for now, let's continue our journey. We move over to speak about the other Soweto Giants, that is Kaizer Chiefs. Stay tuned. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment below. Right, we continue our conversation about South African football with South African football analysts, with a South African football anchor, with a South African bookmaker all the way from the UK. That's Betfred. Right now, the conversation continues. We just spoke about Kaizer Orlando Pirates. We spoke about Mamelodi Sundowns, and now we're heading over to speak about Kaizer Chiefs and their opponents. Is it Milford?
Yeah, Milford.
Milford FC. Now, that's the magic of the FA Cup. Like I said, it's a trophy that introduces us to new teams, but it also shows the passion and the ambition of football lovers around the country. Because some of these clubs are started by businessmen, some of these clubs are started by community leaders, and we have another one now that's going to face the Kaizer Chiefs. And like I said, the history of the Nedbank Cup, Kaizer Chiefs, and these small teams is very strong. You have to go back to Royal AM. That's why this became a grudge match for them. The TS Galaxy. Richards Bay as well. Well, you see, that's the history. I think if anybody has to be honest, if you're gonna play in the Nedbank Cup, the team you wanna play is Kaizer Chiefs, because everyone who's done so has gone on to make a name for themselves and play in the PSL. Exactly. They look like the team to beat.
Exactly.
The question is now that Mamelodi Sundowns is the team to beat. I mean, everybody's running to this trophy now to win it because they can't win the PSL anymore because Mamelodi Sundowns is running away with that. Is Kaizer Chiefs still the team to beat?
Kaizer Chiefs is still the team to beat. Kaizer Chiefs is still. For as long as, if you go to social media now and type in most successful team in Africa, you know who will pop up there?
Kaizer Chiefs.
Kaizer Chiefs.
Ahead of El Ahly.
Kaizer Chiefs will pop up there. Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs fans will still tell you about the trophies. They are still the most successful team in the Southern Hemisphere with the trophies. So they are still the team to beat.
Yeah.
So yes, I think if you look at this cup, Nedbank Cup, I think Chiefs doesn't want to play the Nedbank Cup. Because like you said, every team wants to play against
everybody wants blood.
You look at Milford now. They go against Kaizer Chiefs. You know where Milford is from? They're from Richards Bay.
Okay.
Remember how Richards Bay United made a name for themselves against Kaizer Chiefs?
Yes.
These boys from Milford, they're friends with guys from Richards Bay United. So they're getting tips with how to beat.
No, but besides that, they've seen it before. It's possible. I mean, the one thing about a football club that makes it, especially a team in form, is that once they get into like 10 wins in a row, no one thinks they can be beaten. It happened now with Manchester City, where they got to 10 games without undefeated. They went to 11. When they had to get to 12, Chelsea made sure to play it out to a draw. And look, it makes your opponent think they've lost before the game started. So now Kaizer Chiefs doesn't have that anymore. They don't have the form to say we're Kaizer Chiefs, and when you face us, there's no guarantee you're gonna win. You're gonna definitely lose. But now you're like, but they're struggling, so we could win this. Do you think Milford is thinking there that we can beat Kaizer Chiefs and make a name for ourselves, and Monday morning we could be in all the newspapers?
That's definitely what they're thinking. That's definitely what they're thinking. If we had the privilege to go to a Milford camp, I bet you that's a happy camp. They're already strategizing how to beat Chiefs. They already have strategies how to beat Chiefs. Chiefs, on the other hand, they know they're in trouble. If Chiefs were to go on to beat Milford, let's say 5-0, which will never happen.
Yes.
They'll be like, Chiefs is a big team better. It was expected for them to beat Milford 5-0.
Yeah.
But if Milford were to beat Chiefs, let's say 1-0, headlines. Another team done it again. Chiefs continues to suck in the Nedbank Cup. So it's all to lose. It's all to lose for Chiefs. Nothing to gain.
And the trophy drought is then extended in a sense.
When you talk about trophy drought, I don't know what they should do now. Bring back. I saw. I don't know how true it is. I saw a social media headline saying Just Come Down is thinking of bringing back the Vodacom Challenge. Against that, if they bring back the Vodacom Challenge, that's where Chiefs is gonna get the trophies again.
If we're being honest, the problem with Kaizer Chiefs has never been a trophy. It's been the system, the structure. Yes, then the back of office. I mean, you go from being the most successful team in the land to being not even considered the top three. I mean, I was looking at the outright markets on our website, and Kaizer Chiefs fall behind Orlando Pirates, they fall behind Cape Town City, they fall behind SuperSports United. Mamelodi Sundowns obviously to win the league. That's about 6 teams already, and I forgot 2 names. So now, if you can't keep bringing up competitions so that you guys can win trophies, why are you not addressing the issue at hand? I mean, you're going into a game right now in the Nedbank Cup against a Milford FC, and listen to us as analysts discussing the possibility of Milford coming out and doing what Richards Bay did, what TS Galaxy did, what Royal AM did, Maritzburg United. You can name them. They've all done it against Kaizer Chiefs in the Nedbank Cup. So is there something that they can address immediately that can fix it ahead of this kickoff, or is it going to just be another situation like we saw on the weekend, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, boom, passing it to the Lord?
That's $1 million question, Mo, and no one has the answer for that.
Yeah,
you want to talk about Chiefs? They have sponsors. They have all the money. They've got quality players. They have a quality technical staff.
They have quality training grounds.
Quality training ground. Quality kids. What more do you need, Mo? What more? If you look at the Chiefs development is winning trophies. You look at the under-15s, the under-17s, the under-19s. They're winning tournaments. You go even as far as the Diski challenge. Chiefs is doing well in the Diski challenge. So what is the main problem?
Where do those players go that we were all so excited about, especially in the Diski challenge? Where do those players go? Because usually we see them and then it's either they get signed by another team, they don't play for Chiefs, or they just disappear altogether.
So what problem with Chiefs? For me personally, I think Chiefs has become more of a business than football. Yeah. That love is nowhere there. We have Umfundo Vilakazi. We're forever talking about Umfundo Vilakazi.
Yeah.
Why is he not given the opportunity at Chiefs? You have the likes of Mfukeng, they're at Orlando Pirates, playing. 18-year-olds playing. Why not give Umfundo Vilakazi game time? You look for players, Chiefs, they go ahead hunt in other countries far away. You bring your Castillos, your Saile. You leave your local talent, Umfundo Vilakazi. You're Nokovic. And they're not producing results. So you go and spend millions on those guys where you are leaving your development. Umfundo Vilakazi, how much do you think Umfundo Vilakazi is worth compared to Abo Saile, Abo Chivo, Varariro, all those players? How much do you think he's worth? So why isn't Chiefs giving local boys an opportunity to play? I think that's where they're lacking. That's their main problem. So it has become a business instead of the passion.
Yeah.
There are young boys, passionate players who want to play there. Abo Shabalala, Abo Ngobo.
Yeah.
Those are youngsters. Those are hungry. Have you watched Ushabalala enter the field? Do you see the hunger? Why not give him time?
So was that not the mandate under Mulifensiki?
It was the mandate, but now here's the thing: you need time. You see what problem with Chiefs? Chiefs, they don't give you time more. Already now, with the results not coming in, people are already talking. To Johnson must go. You don't have time. Chiefs, you know what Chiefs must do? Just do what Sundowns did. You know when Sundowns started to become successful?
When?
Chairman, uPetrus Motsepe spoke. He asked for the fans to give the technical staff a chance, to give Upitso Msimane a chance. Sundowns was out, down and out. Fans were even throwing things at Upitso. They wanted him out. But uPetrus came out and said, guys, give our technical staff a chance. They gave them a chance. What's happening now? So I feel uKaizer Mtaung, he's too silent. He's too silent.
He needs to speak up.
He needs to speak up. He needs to address all these issues. As long as it's still quiet like this, we're still gonna cry in. We're still gonna cry in. We're gonna cry. Aglung. And you know what's unfortunate about Chiefs? The fans. Chiefs has the most passionate fans.
And they march.
So if you're having these passionate fans who are gonna defend the way Chiefs play, you're not gonna fix anything. If Chiefs fans were honest to say, our team is playing nonsense now.
So obviously, I need to ask you this question. You think Johnson is then the right man for the job at this moment? Because you're saying that at Sundowns they were patient. Should they be patient now at Kaizer Chiefs?
Johnson, I don't think Johnson is the right man for the job. Johnson is not the right man for the job. Johnson, for me personally, he's more like a development coach. Instead of a senior,
he's an educator
coach. He's more an educator.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at Chiefs, when Chiefs were successful, you bring back experienced guys like Abu Stuart Baxter. If you look, not good where he's coming from, if you look at history, what he has done, that was the same reason why he was able to win trophies. Johnson, but right for development. Now, Chiefs, the biggest mistake Chiefs is doing. Now, Johnson the right for development. Hence, they bring Johnson because they're seeing these youngsters, Ngobo, Samgelo Zwane, Shabalala, but they're missing a bigger picture. They're missing. Chiefs is bigger than that. Chiefs is no more about development. Chiefs, development. They have you under 19s, under 17 that are doing well. But now, you need someone who has that experience for the big team. There were rumors uPitso. Why not bring back uPitso? Hey Mo, if uPitso were to get a job at Kaizer Chiefs, we'll be talking something different.
All right, so we have to leave it there for now, but stay tuned. We need to give you the predictions, and don't forget to leave your comments below. I think the biggest question that we need to ask you watching this video is, do you think that Johnson is the right man for the job? You've heard it from uThisha when he says to you that he's the right man for the job from a development perspective, but not from a first team big picture perspective. So stay tuned. Right, so you've heard it from me, you've heard it from him, you've got your data. It's time for us to get straight into the prediction, and uThisha has got us with the hot picks for the week. Let's start from the top. CAF Champions League, it's Nouadhibou versus Mamelodi Sundowns.
Sundowns win over 1.5.
Hey, right, and then we take it back to the Nedbank Cup where it's Crystal Lake versus Orlando Pirates.
Pirates win over 2.5.
Hey, and then it's Kaizer Chiefs versus Milford FC. What you gonna go with this one?
Chiefs must score. Chiefs must score. They haven't been scoring. Chiefs must score in this game. Chiefs win over 2.5.
Right, those are the predictions. Don't forget to visit Betfred Insights to see the predictions and to be able to place your bets by going to betfred.co.za. For now, thank you so much for joining us again this week. We enjoy sitting down here and sharing our thoughts and our content with you. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments on this content if you have any ideas, if you have anything you'd like to add. And obviously, we will reply. uThisha, I know, is a very active member of the comment section, so am I. And don't forget to check out the community polls where we'll be putting polls like who's going to replace Steve Kompela at Swallows and who's going to replace Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. Don't forget to check out that space, and don't forget, we are watching you, we are giving you love, and don't forget, you by supporting us, we will support you too. Thank you so much for watching Betfred South Africa, and thank you so much for enjoying the Diski preview show. See you next time.